You smell that? That's meme time. Mountain clearing is upon us, one and all. Welcome back. The Season 9 preview. We are here with tournament action in Age of Empires 4. Pre-Season 9 showdown, hosted by yours truly. Anatan on the Malians, up against Louis MT in the yellow on the Chinese. And we are indeed on mountain clearing, a tight and small map. A claustrophobic one. And one that tends to be dictated by defensive landmark drops, with two civs that have defensive landmarks. Not just that. Has defensive landmarks. And one of them just got buffed. Malians' defensive landmark in H2 just got buffed. Javelin emplacements is now a thing. What I'm curious about is where's the boar? Oh, there he is. Wait, was he actually... Where's he at? There he is. Yeah, so I looked on the minimap. That was smart by Anatan. He pulled the boar at the start because if you attack the boar and run away, its icon disappears from the minimap. So he knows what Louis is up to. The reason why China is such a ridiculous pick on this map is outpost rushing, Barbican rushing. The popular play is you pull the boar and Barbican drop it. And you have a quick route to the enemy base, and you're a blocker to the win condition here on the Sacred Site. China is incredibly strong. You should not make archers against Malians now, right? No. I mean, you really shouldn't have ever made archers against Malians. Not even Jignu feel that great against javelins. So, Imperial Academy's on the way, though. Louis, wow. Wait, but... Okay, so this is almost like a test to see if Anatan wants to do it. Here's the thing, guys. Anatan could drop his own defensive landmark, and he would have control of the map now. The problem with doing that is that you can't get the ball. So Malians is like a cool idea, but they can't utilize the defensive landmark the same way Rus or China would, because they're not allowed to eat the pig. So instead, it looks like Anatan is going to build the Mansa Quarry. This is a very unmemeful game of mountain clearing. This might be the most sensible game of mountain clearing I've seen in a long time. How did you guys vote, by the way? I bet you all want to refund your points now. So Louis with a slight favorability on the percentage split. I think a lot of people were anticipating outpost rushes here. And yeah, we have got deer shove-ins, right? So Louis brought his in. Other side of it, Anatan hasn't mirrored that, which is a little bit surprising. I think it's worth doing. Yes, you do gather quicker from cattle, but that comes at a cost. 90 gold per is kind of wild. Why no Rus here? Because we've still got other maps to go. And also, Rus was already used. Rus was used in wetlands. So last game it came out. Maps, so civs that do really well here. HRE does pretty well. I'm curious about Order of the Dragon. You can also go for English, not too bad with the Longbow Rush. I actually think HRE mine work is kind of busted here, though. We won't get to see that, though. I think HRE so far has been consistently banned all day, which makes sense. I think HRE already on live server is broken, and the version they've created here on POP is even more broken. I like that the devs are trying to find ways of buffing things which are weak, but at its core, there are things to the HRE that are too good. And what I mean by that is they buff mine work, right? Like, I am always a bigger fan of buffing weaker things rather than nerfing strong things. You do get a risk of power creep, but you tend to not alienate people. Like, for example, how many players are just English mains, right? Pristine example. But the danger is you do reach a point where something may simply be too good, and it needs to be dialed back. And I think HRE kind of have that now. Yeah, Swabia is a perfect example, but funnily enough, HRE's issue isn't even Imperial Age, it's Age 2 and 3 now. So Malian's setting up the second pit mine. Farimba is not that desirable here, right? I've seen a few Farimba games, and I feel like I've mostly been underwhelmed. Possibly in this matchup, it might be worth it for Mansa Musafadi, because the Mansa Musafadi have +4 armor. They already counter Palace Guard. They will definitely counter Spears. There's not many things that can stand against them. But in a lot of matchups right now, Malians feel like a flop with this new landmark. One of the big issues is actually the Freeman, one of the options. He's meant to be a counter to range units because he has 5 ranged armor. But because he's tagged as light melee, it means that archers counter him. So it's really weird. So overall, the Farimba, I'm not sure I've seen it win so far. And we have already seen a few Fulanis today, which would feel safer, but on such a short map, you might not have the breathing room to do that. Archery range opener is going to be coming in, though, and Louis is rushing age 3. Makes sense. Nesta Bees are going to be dominant here. It's such a short map. It also gives you the ability to try to play for a keep drop. So if you keep drop the center, follow up with 2 or 3 Nesta Bees, Anatan doesn't really have an answer to that right now. In fact, Anatan, he's adding in on the age 2. We've got Javelin spam coming. Javelins still count as springolds, by the way. I don't think they ever got changed. So, yeah, Javs still count as springold? No, because it's range damage reduction now. Okay. So that kind of fixed that. For those who don't know, on live server, you can actually kill springolds with javelins. It's quite funny. Because they have 10 ranged armor. And you get bonus damage versus ranged, which they count as. So Stable's coming in. Louis is having the correct reaction here. Clocktower now on the way. What was Anatan thinking? I guess he just wanted to try and poke at the backside because it kind of felt free with javelin raids. But behind this, it's just starting to feel more and more like it's going to have to be a Farimba rush. He's prepping Donzos to add in, but that's going to take time to scale. Meanwhile, against China, that's difficult because China can, of course, just accelerate that initial opening of lances by supervising. Something they're easily able to do because Imperial Academy is broken. By broken, I mean it's OP. By OP, I mean, when are we getting Chinese nerfs? Javelin's trying to slow this down. Unfortunately, it feels like Anatan needed 2 more to prevent this tech up. Would have been good enough. Instead, age 3 is achieved. Louis now able to start pumping out those desirable lances. Donzos are going to be on the way on the other side, and Anatan is committing here. Second racks coming in. Makes sense, right? He's nowhere near a tech himself, so if he tries to just mirror, he's going to lose complete map control. And that means relic advantage for your opponent. It means he's going to start bloating. He'll even probably secure the center of a Barbican drop, and then you've got to also deal with Song. I guess you could say these guys just aren't strong enough. They should have drunk some protein works. Yeah, I had to slide that in there. Click the link, you know you want it. Lances. Coming in for the chop. Do Chinese get Dali horses? No, that is unique to Zhuji. Thank God. China does not need that. They're already good enough. Lance has already proven it. Nice trade here. Clubs down 2 javelins, make it free. 2 would have made it an even trade. Now it's just positive. Donzos are starting to arrive though, so it's going to have to reset, and we... Not just any ramp. Oh my God, these are so broken. These are so broken. 555 HP. 500! How is this even balanced? Louis MT went from using Rebalanced, which felt uncounterable, to this, which feels uncounterable. Clocktower needs to be nerfed. Look, it needs a rework, actually, is what it needs. I've stood by that statement for a long time. Even with the siege work, the siege rework, the thing that's left over that is not reasonable is this. The health is unnecessary and so frustrating to play against in so many circumstances. Poor Anno. 11 Donzos can't ride out to deal with this. They wouldn't be able to kill it before it kills a pit mine. House is also now going to start to be in a bit of a pickle. Luckily, Anatan has plenty of them, but pit mine denied means less gold to work with. Javelins. Ooh. Louis is contemplating that. Instead, he's going to wait. Palace Guard now on the way. Honestly, guys, just send it into the main. Kill the bat pit mine. Why not? So dumb. So that is a 200 resource kill. And it already killed 200 resources worth of stuff. In fact, it's probably going to kill 250. Oh, it's going to kill... Oh, no, Anatan. He's used select all army. So probably another house going down before they kill the ram. It's crazy because this does take 20% more damage. It just doesn't really feel like it when you watch this. But the ram is dead. Jean-Claude Van Ram will not be coming back for a sequel. He has bought time, though. That reaction weakened Anatan's forward army, so he can try to dive here. Funnily enough, Louis could just commit to a Nesta Bees at this point. I know it made the game pretty free. But love that he's going for the monks. Remember, you start with 2 relics underneath your TC mount clearing. Palace Guard are now arriving, though. Yet to get ranged armor, so the Javelin's actually still a good answer to this from Anatan. Remember, he's got 8 damage versus the free armor reduction. So that's going to be a wraparound. Ring Roses, though, as the Lancers try to stick to it, but unable to do so. Louis, it's kind of a bit tricky here, right? He's got decent food income, but he's not able to supervise. This is a big no-no. He's having to drop off at the TC, so China's not getting that extra economy they're known for at this stage of the game. Villagers on the front line are also going to start getting sacrificed. And by God, Anatan is doing it. Yeah, Louis just doesn't have that influx of food to just mass production. That's why his opening on Castle felt weak, right? He has 1 mil at the backside. The deer won't shove back there. And remember, you can't supervise the TC because, quite frankly, that would be broken. New pit mine set up again from Anno. New Safadi also now just getting layered in. Louis still, I agree, no Nesta Bees. I thought he would go for it. Does he think that Javelins counter Nesta Bees now? Wait, Nesta Bees have not got the range tag, right? I'm pretty sure they don't have the range tag. And the damage is reduced by 75%. So they take 3 damage per strike, and they have 100 and, I think it's 80 health, right? Yeah, like, Javelins do not count in Nesta Bees. Louis finally realizes it. Well, while Siege may have been rebalanced and more reasonable, I think we found the game where Siege is going to look OP. No, actually, nothing counts knobs is the correct answer. Like, mangoes have been well balanced. They kind of feel underwhelming, but I think Nesta Bees are still too good. And by the way, like I said earlier, I don't think the issue is that Nesta Bees themselves are too good, full stop. It's the health. It's too much health. There's a reason you always see China build Nesta Bees, but not often Jeanne. Look at that damage. Look at these stats. 195 HP. But they haven't got ranged armor. Oh, but wait a second. 75% damage reduction. Good luck trying to trade with this. One Nesta Bees to counter an entire army. I feel like I've made that statement more times than I can count Age of Empires for. It would be crazy if Louis, with such a small army, is able to claw back into this because 1 Nesta Bees. It would make me mold if 2 Nesta Bees was the cause. Jabs will hit for 3 damage. They have... Actually, sorry, no, they hit less, right? It's not a ranged unit. So they have 8 base, they're hitting them for 2. They hit for 2 damage. God, that's depressing. Here we go! Nesta Bees versus Javelins. Who would win? Why? Like, please. Villager Repair coming in as well. He's going to try to dive in. Anatan, this is kind of do or die for him. He needs to snipe the villagers, though, so target fire switches over. On this side, it doesn't, though, and the Javelins, so many of them left here. Sabi should be targeting them out now. Frontline is dead. Melee units is what you need to target here if you're Louis. The other thing that's likely to kill you, but he's worried about the villager repairers being sniped, and Anatan is targeting on that, but this 1 Nesta Bees has a dream. And he can only achieve it if he lives to it. It's going to be tight. Spearmen need the final stab. And the Javelin gets the dunk. Nesta Bees down. I can't believe this, man. Anatan. He's done it. Get out of here, China. There's a new king on mountain clearing.